Good evening. It's about 11:31. I'm going to tell you where I'm a bit at right now. There's many things calculating the Mayan calendar, 25,000 years by generations. Generation is every 25 years. Thus divided up by the number of worlds there are that created us. Now, what happens in our world is the reason I've been so confused with 2 and 8 and 4 and 6, which crisscross each other, like the cross of Jesus. Okay, the reason for that is because these two dice are actually spinning. They're up. The dice are on the points. There's one that spins this way that gives man his year, and the other that spins in between that gives man his day. Okay, so the 4 and 6, one goes around this way. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. The other dice is doing this. Okay, now it's pontooned between the two sides of creation, in which at this point I'm starting to think that two universes came together somehow. I don't know how it works. Okay, they were pontooned. Okay, in the center. What I mean is one universe pontooned onto the next universe. But before they did that, they had to build other pontoons so that there wasn't any infection that didn't pass. So I'm going to show you how I directed one stage. Sometimes I take it apart and recreate a new stage. But this is, what you see here is what creates exactly 60 moons, plus the pontooning where you see the center square there. Well, there is a dice that's underneath that connects the two sides. Okay, one dice connects the two sides. That one dice that connects the two sides is the middle of the Rubik's Cube, connecting the top with the bottom. And this design obviously is only in not even 1D, but if you see the way the whole thing works, it sort of bakes out into a pyramid style. And it also shows you one of the reasons for certain bowling games. If you take notice in the bottom there's 3 worlds, and at the top there's 3. Well, that's your 6 dice. Then it broke down into 2 worlds. 2 worlds in the north and 2 in the south. That's your 4 dice. Okay. Now the 1 dice, okay, is the dot, the center dot. You don't see it at all. Okay. The 2 dice, okay, the concave. Have you ever seen the dice? Some of them have the numbers on the outside, but some have little holes. Well, it's in that little hole that the dice goes, and it spins. And it spins from only one position. It can only spin from the 2 positions. Another thing I wanted to show you, the 2 card and the 3 card in cards. The reason for it, let me see. You see the dots in the center? There's one at the top, there's one dead center where the X is, and then one at the bottom. That's the 3 card. That's the game. That's all the worlds that created our world. Those are the major worlds. Those 2 and those 2 came to 1. They pontooned each side. They put 1 dice spinning east-west, 1 dice spinning north-south, our heavens, and man goes around. And that's the ring of the matrix. There's a few other things that I was going to mention, is that when you connect, okay, just think of it on your telephone, the 1, 2, 3, down to the 5 and 7, it creates the number 7. You pass the 5. Now remember, 4, 5, and 6 spin around. That leaves the bar. Do you ever see a 7? You ever see what a 7 looks like? Here's the 7 with the bar. The reason for that bar is because that's where man's life is headed. Man's life is headed to the bar. The bars you see when you play slot machines, well, those bars represent the 3 levels that put man where he is today. So those are for the slot machines. And God has put it out everywhere. I'm telling you, this internet stuff, we have the power. If I'm able to get on here and they haven't shut me down for any reason, it means I'm not so bad. But we have the power. We definitely do. This instrument that sits in front of me that I talk to is more powerful than we think. If it connects to the right people, that's how creation happens. And we can create. So anyways, I'm going to show you on another piece of paper. This is what part of it looks like. Now, there's some changes in the style. Okay, that's only 1D. You must do it in 4 directions. Don't forget, everything changes with every direction. Here's the 3 dice. I put it this way. Now look at the 3 dice. Now if you imagine that on your phone, this would be going down 1, 5, 9 on your phone. But the 3 dice here, okay, is actually going 3, 5, 7 on your phone. Okay, so they're not the same. Just like the N and the Z, not the same. It's just not the same. If you put 2 7s together, meeting at the central point, they create an hourglass. Okay, I'm going to just... Okay, look. Here's the 4, 5, and... did I get it in there? Is that small? You see that hourglass? That's actually 2 7s. The center point is the 4, 5, 6, or 2, 5, 8. I show it to you separately. So when we go from the heavens, okay, we see the 2 triangles on an angle. There is no change. Okay, it's balanced. Okay, you see what's holding it together? By a thin line. And when you go to man, okay, it's an hourglass. Man's time runs out. We believe that the universe goes on, it doesn't shut down. But it doesn't matter. Once man knows what it means, space is a bubble. The word bubble has a 44-letter count. The word space has a 44-letter count. The word create has a 52-letter count. The word earth, a 52-letter count. The word heart, a 52-letter count. What does this all mean? Well, everything that is within this, built within the spirit. And it's all the beta world. The 4 are the angles. That's the love. It's the pontoon in the center. Okay? Can you see this? No. Can you see that? It's that pontoon that makes it all. And you see all the corners, okay, that are doubled up? Those count for 2 moons each. Okay? I'm not exactly sure how to do this with the moons. Okay? And one of the reasons that Venus and Mercury don't have moons, I'm going to try to show you on this paper again. Okay? It's that where the pin is, okay, where the point of that dice is sticking up, it's sticking up, okay, on the pontoon in the 2 position, okay, and the dice on that angle is in the 1 position, 2 and 1 on the dice, okay. That's a lock. You cannot have any moons. But in the contrary, on the bottom part where the 8 is, okay, and the 8 is connected to the 9, well, that's the creation part on that line. Okay, it's not the same. And that's why we have 3 moons on Pluto, in which most people are saying there are no more moons and no more Pluto. And Neptune has, I'm not sure if it's 13 or 31. That's the water world. You see, Neptune, okay, as the 8th planet, connected to the 2nd planet, Venus, is the water world of Venus. Okay, everything connects. I don't know how to put you on to this. When that dice spins, okay, everybody says it spins on the 1/6 axis. But in all actuality, they're right. Because when the dice is on this angle, okay, the 2 sides that are showing should be 2, 3, 4, 5. So the dice would be on the 1/6 spinning. I don't know how that's possible. I must have made a mistake somewhere. How can it spin on 1/6? 1, 9, 1, 7. It's got to spin on the 2. That's right, it spins on the 2. What am I thinking? And that's why the 2 and the 1, they have no moons. They can't have any moons, they don't need any moons. That's not what they're made for. But on the 8, okay, it's a little bit different. I can't explain it, but the line, the pontoon line that drives through the 8 is the 7 God, okay, who created the heavens for creation. And that's why 7, 8, 9, where it spins there, there's creation. And it's hard to show you because there's a V going down which we connect the 2 to the 8 spirit. And then when the dice spins the other way, at the same time, because it's on the angle, it connects the 4 to the 6. Okay? I'll try and show you one more time. This video is not going to run out on me. You see the dice? It's on an angle. Well, the darkened spot I showed you is 2 going down to 8. That's their connection, okay? The 4 and the 6 are the complete opposite, okay? And the V would be a regular V going down right here. That V connects both sides, 4 and 6, okay? And that dice spins the other way. And now what I want to tell you is that because they're destroying the world, this world has a direct connection right into the core inside the matrix. When they destroy the Congo, the jungles, when they destroy the air, when they destroy all possibilities, okay, when they destroy all possibilities to connect to anything, we won't be connected the same way we used to be connected. We're protected in this bubble. Things come towards us. Sometimes we learn to call them comets, okay? God is just showing you things can flash in your face. And they're that big, even if they're that slow. They're dangerous. You don't want them in your mind, but they're in our minds. It's part of the setup of this game we live in, okay, of X's and O's. Oh yes, another thing I wanted to tell you is that, I always forget, if you look inside of there, okay, that X, okay, goes through both corners, okay. It creates, with the square, or the diamond, it creates, okay, an O for the diamond, okay, and an X in the center, XO. But that X extends to all corners. So now you have 5 X's and 4 O's. Again, we talk about the 5 of the 4 corners of the 1. The O's. The zeros, the O's. Do you think they're nothing? Zeros and O's. Depending where those O's are, my friend, you know what the O's mean. So it's just crazy the way, I mean, I'm just sitting here and telling you, and I'm learning at the same time. Yeah, so that world connects to the bottom world, and one spins this way and the other one spins this way. You ever see the movie Sphere? Sphere, or is that what you call it? The other thing I wanted to tell you is 2 letters. Aleph, Beta, Vet. One of the reasons for Aleph, Beta, Vet is because it's connecting of the dice. When you connect the 4 corners, it creates the alpha, okay? But when you design it, okay, eliminating the top right-hand corner, okay, and going into the beta world, you create the letter bet. The dot, okay, is the movement in the 4 position, or if I turn my book, that dot will go up to heaven, okay? That's Aleph Bet, and that's basically how it's created, just by inserting it and designing it the way you can actually see it. And that's Aleph Bet, the Hebrew. The Hebrew. What, you don't think they know? They all want, the whole world has the money, now they want. They want, for some reason, they want that Middle East. There's something out there, I don't know how private it is, and I don't know what it's about, but there's something in the Middle East where it's something more than money, and it seems like somebody wants to pay a big price to get it. And I just don't think it's my friends to the other side of the border. I think it's who's manipulating them. And we're in some hard times. When they start cutting these matrix strands, you don't believe me? Well, listen, I'm not into Reiki and any of these other spiritual things, and I thought they were all crazy, but you know what? I still think they're crazy, but they're not. They're not. We are being cut off from where is the real world, and we better get with it. and it's now. Thank you.